is an attorney employed by the community and responsible for giving legal aid without cost to any person who seeks it and is financially unable to employ private counsel. It is his duty to defend those accused of crime until the issue is decided in a court of law. The first public defender's office in the United States was opened in January 1913. Over the years, other offices were opened, and today that handful has grown to a network of lawyers cooperating to protect the rights of our clients. Our cases are easy to wrap up. Investigation gives us a clear-cut answer. I thought this case was one of those. You'll see how wrong I was. In the course of his daily work, the public defender often finds himself in strange and unexpected places. This particular case took me to a roaring steel mill, where men work hard under great pressure. Here we meet all kinds. The hard worker, the sensitive guy, the bully. All with the same passions and conflicting desires that we find everywhere else. But here the struggle is more intense. This is a naked and physical world. Strong men will not be poured into a mold like molten metal. And as if the work and the heat have a direct effect upon them, their emotions sometimes explode suddenly, violently.
Hiya, Bill. Lay off, musclehead. That burns me up. Oh, can't take it, huh? Did you see him? He tried to kill me. He did it.
I didn't release that Hylas, Mr. Matthews.
That isn't what Pete Corey told the police. He said he saw you near it seconds before it happened.
He's wrong. He's wrong. I wasn't near it.
Now, the charge is attempted murder, Eddie. You're in a tough spot.
I know. But I had nothing to do with Pete getting hurt.
He said that you two had an argument the same day.
That didn't amount to much.
What was it about?
He was picking on me, and I didn't like it.
He said you had a fist fight in the yard.
It was just a couple of punches.
How tall are you, Eddie?
I'm 5'7".
What do you weigh, about 140?
143. Why?
Well, Pete Corey is over 6 feet. Must weigh about 200 pounds. Couldn't have been much of a fight, a David and a Goliath.
I wasn't afraid of him.
Neither was David, but he had a pretty important reason for fighting. Now, what was your reason, Eddie?
He was picking on me, that's all.
I'm your attorney, Eddie. I'll have to have more than that to go on. Now, the police say that you were beaten up by Corey, that you wanted to get even, and you tried to kill him.
Well, it's not true. I didn't have anything to do with it. You know, having a fight with a guy is one thing, but trying to kill him is something else. I tell you, it was an accident that lived hitting him.
All right, Eddie. I'll see what I can do. I liked Eddie. He seemed like a nice kid. But he didn't give me much to work with. I had to get corroborative testimony. Joe Harris? Yes. I'm Matthews, public defender's office.
Oh, you're the guy that's Eddie Fraser's lawyer.
That's right, Joe. I'd like to ask you a few questions. Did Eddie ever get into any trouble before?
Not that I know of. Everybody likes Eddie. He's a good guy.
And what about Pete Corey?
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Why?
A muscle boy himself, always pushing people around, a plain jerk. Eddie had nothing to do with releasing that lift.
How can you be so sure?
I saw the whole thing. Pete was walking down the ramp there, and the lift was parked at the head of the ramp. Somehow it started to roll down. And Eddie was standing, about here, a good 10 feet away.
Well, could he possibly have gotten over to the lift and released it?
Well, it's impossible. He was standing here the whole time.
And you'll swear to that?
Why not? It's the truth. That's Brody. He's running the lift now like he was then.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks very much. Now, if Eddie couldn't have released the lift and you didn't, how do you account for the fact it rolled down the ramp?
Well, something must have happened.
The mechanics checked it, and it was in perfect working order.
The mechanics, 100 things could have gone wrong. How can they say what could have happened? I'm telling you, the whole thing was just an accident.
Did it ever happen before?
No, but that don't mean it won't happen again. Believe me, mister, guys used to walk in front of that lift all the time. They don't anymore.
Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Oh, Mr. Matthews. Get Eddie off soon, will you? The guys around here want him to show up for his wedding.
I didn't know he was going to be married.
Jane Bronson of the accounting office. Swell girl. There's a party for them on the 15th.
Well, I'll do the best I can.
Thanks.
I understand the boys are giving you a big party.
They've been awfully sweet about everything. Everybody likes Eddie.
They're pretty fond of you, too. Tell me, Miss Bronson, do you know Pete Corey?
Yes, I do.
How well do you know him?
Nothing serious. Just a couple of dates.
Do you think their fight in the yard had anything to do with you?
I don't know, Mr. Matthews. I don't know. Pete was possessive, domineering. That's why we broke up. They might have fought. Pete was just that way. He tried to settle everything with his fists.
And what about Eddie Fraser?
Eddie's not that type of a man. He's warm, understanding. I love him.
In the interest of justice, I discussed the case with the district attorney a couple of days later. I believe that the statements of the witnesses for Eddie Fraser were conclusive. And after studying the file, he agreed that there was a lack of evidence of criminal intent. The case against Eddie Fraser was dismissed. Hello, Eddie. I didn't think I'd see you around here anymore.
Just wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me.
Oh, you're welcome, Eddie. You know, our clients aren't usually this appreciative. They leave here as fast as they can and never look back. Lots of luck, Eddie.
Thanks.
Well, relax. You're free. The boys at the plant will be glad to see you, and so will Jane.
Yeah, I know. Those guys are real friends. Jane is wonderful.
Oh, she's a lovely girl, Eddie. And I know you two will be very happy. I'm invited to the wedding, you know, and it'll have to be something awfully important to keep me away.
Well, it wouldn't be right if you weren't there.
Well, so long, Eddie. I'll see you, huh? Yes? Oh, the petitions are being filled out now. They should be ready this afternoon. Yeah, fine. Goodbye.
Mr. Matthews?
I thought you had gone, Eddie.
I can't go back. I can't.
What's the matter, Eddie?
It isn't right for my friends to act as judge and jury. I can't let them.
What are you trying to say, Eddie?
I released the brake on that lift. I tried to kill Pete Corey.
Do you realize what you're saying?
I've been sitting in jail thinking about it. Knowing my friends were trying to protect me, I couldn't sleep. You see, they were trying to save me, Mr. Matthews. They thought he deserved it, but it's not right for them to act as judge and jury. How could I go back? You see, they all knew except Jane. How could I marry her with this in my conscience? Boy, a guy's got to live with his conscience.
Sit down, Eddie. Do you realize what you've done? Through your statements, you and your friends have perpetrated a fraud on the court.
I know. I know. I shouldn't have let them. I should have told you the truth. I want to face a judge. I want to tell him that I'm guilty. I want to pay for what I've done.
Well, the courts can always refile in a case like this. Suppose you tell me what really happened, Eddie.
Well, promise me that they won't get hurt. You see, they lied because they liked me. They wanted to help me. Promise me that they won't get into any trouble.
I'll do what I can. Now tell me what happened.
Well, it all started when I went to work at the plant.
Eddie was ambitious. He wanted to learn everything there was to know. When he started at the plant, he was in the clerical department, but got interested in steel and went to night school and took up some courses. He learned about reverberatory furnaces, the rolling mills, the various types of steel, and his studies paid off. Eddie became a tester. It was he who examined the metal before shipment. It was a responsible position.
Hold it, Eddie. I'll give you a hand.
Thanks, Joe.
What's the matter, boys? Having trouble? Well, needs you, muscle boy. If we can't do it, we gotta lift that can.
You don't need lifts with me around. You know, I don't know how you guys get along without me.
You know, a lift can do anything you can do without bragging. You're a jerk.
Take it easy, Pete. Guy's asking for it.
Oh, it's not worth fighting about. Forget it.
Sure. He's got too much lip. Need anything else?
No, I'm okay.
You know, for a little guy, you're all right, Eddie.
Thanks.
Say, I got an idea. You know Jane. She's got a girlfriend looking for a date. How about you, huh? We'll make it a foursome tomorrow night.
No,
Well, nothing. I'll let you know.
Pete's offer for friendship came as a surprise to Eddie. Pete was a lone wolf given to bragging. He was disliked by most of the people who worked in the plant.
Jane to pick somebody your size.
Okay, I'll take a chance.
You ain't taking any chances when Jane picks them. If yours is half as cute as Jane, you got a doll.
Good. Hey, fellas, Musclehead's got a girl. Since when are you interested in anybody beside yourself?
I got news for you guys. I'm not only interested, I'm going to marry you. See you later, Eddie.
I pity Jane. She's a good kid.
Ah, Pete's not so bad.
You'll learn. How do you like it, Jane?
The music might not be good, but it's loud. I like it, Pete. They're just a couple of old squares.
Yeah, I guess I am. My dancing's pretty rusty.
You may not be very fancy, but reliable. Eddie, haven't I seen you at night school?
Yeah, I go 4 nights a week. I've seen you there, too. What are you taking?
Literature.
Mr. Williams?
You know him.
Yeah, I had him for English last year. He's all right.
Gee, you must be strong. Your muscles are like a rock. What are you studying now?
Chemistry, mostly.
You should have been a fighter.
Yeah, sure.
What kind of chemistry?
Well, it's the composition of steel alloys. It's complicated stuff, those chemical equations.
That's how I feel about Shakespeare. I can't figure him out either.
Hey, look, we're supposed to be having fun, huh? You two will be doing your homework next. Come on, let's dance. Come on. You and Eddie are getting along real good.
He's awfully nice, Pete.
Don't like him too much, baby. Hey, watch where you're going, wise guy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
That's what you got eyes for, mister. Gotta pin your ears back.
Well, you don't have to get so tough about it.
Who's gonna stop me? You?
Pete, please, there's no need to fight about it.
Oh, this guy thinks he's tough. Maybe I ought to teach him a thing or two.
Pete, don't, not again.
You're a smart guy, aren't you?
You haven't danced with me yet, Pete.
Where'd Jane go?
She'll be back. Come on, this is my favorite song.
sorry that happened.
It seems to be happening to Pete more and more. He's becoming... You know what I mean.
Well, Pete's not a bad guy. He's got that quick temper.
Too quick. You're different. You're not like fellas like Pete.
Well, I'm trying to be different. I don't want to be a tester all my life. I want to be sort of an important guy someday.
And you will be.
Thank you. You know, you're different, too. In fact, you're kind of special. It's pretty out there, isn't it? Those lights.
Beautiful.
You know, sometimes you see things, lots of things, but you don't really see them. And all of a sudden, you see it for the first time, and it's really wonderful.
Yes. It is. Isn't it?
Hey. What'd you run away for? What have you two been talking about?
We were just looking out there at those lights.
They're so pretty.
What's so pretty? Just lights. We've seen them before. Look, I'm hungry and the grub's on the table. Let's eat, huh?
Eddie fell in love with Jane that night. He knew nothing could come of it. Jane was Pete's girl. Pete was going to marry her.
Hi, Pete.
I thought you two were up to something last night out on the balcony. And that gag about the pretty lights.
What are you talking about?
Look, lay off, kid. I'm warning you.
Quit it, Pete.
Jane's mine, see, and you're not cutting in, understand? Keep away from her.
Eddie, come in.
I want to see you for a minute.
What is it, Eddie?
It's about Pete.
What about him?
He has the idea. Well, I like you, Jane. But Pete says that it's more than that. He says that you and I... Well, that it's more than that.
I told him this morning that I didn't want to see him again. Pete was right in one way. It took you to make me realize that it wouldn't work.
Me?
You said it the other night, Eddie. You see things many times without really seeing them. But I refused to see him the way he really was until I met you.
Jane.
I like you, Eddie. And more than like you.
Jane, I want you to know how I feel.
We got some things to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about, Pete.
Oh, yeah? Him again. Get out of here, punk.
You better go, Eddie. Call me tomorrow.
I told him this morning and I meant it. He's not going to crawl around here anymore. You're my girl and I'm going to marry you.
You're hurting me.
Everything was fine around here until that guy came in. They'll be fine again.
Pete, it was all in your mind about marriage. I never considered it seriously. I tried to explain that to you.
We're going to be married.
No.
Oh, you can't be interested in that little squirt. He isn't even a man.
Muscles don't make the man, Pete. Eddie's a fine person.
It'll never be him. I won't let you eat nothing, you understand?
Please.
If you ever see him again, I'll tear him apart. Remember that. I'll kill him.
For the next week, Eddie tried to see Jane. Jane avoided him. She said she was busy. She was working overtime. Jane's excuses were endless, and Eddie couldn't understand it.
Jane.
Eddie. I've got to go.
Jane, I want to know why you won't see me.
I've been busy.
Busy doing what?
I'd rather not talk about
Jane,
it.
we both know it. We love each other.
Oh, Eddie?
Honey. Honey, tell me, What's the matter?
Oh, Eddie, let's go away. There are other places to work.
Why? I've got a good job. I've got a future here.
I want us to be together. I want us to get married. He said he'd kill you if I ever saw you again. If we went away, he wouldn't know. He'd let us alone.
No, I'm not afraid of Pete. Look, he's got to understand that we love each other. I'm going to see him and tell him.
Eddie, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what he'll do to you.
Look, we can't start out together by being afraid. We've got each other. What do we have to be afraid of? I'm going to settle it all tomorrow.
Eddie didn't pay much attention to his work that morning. He had to talk to Pete. He wanted to get it over with.
I was wondering why Jane wouldn't see me. I found out last night.
Thought I told you to stay away.
Your threats don't scare me. You're not keeping us apart. You understand?
Look, be a smart guy, kid. If you want to live, leave her alone.
You can't settle this with your fist, Pete. We love each other, and Jane doesn't want you around. Okay, muscle man, I'm not afraid.
You're asking for it, little man.
Break it, fellas. Oh, no, man. Between us.
Yeah, between us. Come on.
Take it easy, Pete. You'll kill him.
I'll just mess him up a little. All right, you had it, kid. Quit. You see Jane again, and I'll really give it to you.
Jane and I love each other, Mr. Matthews. We couldn't start our life together by running away. Every time I saw Pete, it pretty near drove me crazy. Then that day, all of a sudden, I felt I had to do something. I was crazy, Mr. Matthews. Sorry I did it. I'm sorry I hurt him now. I want to pay for what I did.
Eddie Fraser pled guilty to aggravated assault. But because of his confession and the other extenuating circumstances, the court was lenient. He received probation and was sent to the county jail for 6 months. He's back working now. And it was Pete Corey who had to leave town. I think Eddie's and Jane's wedding was the best I ever went to. The case you have just seen was brought to a fair and just conclusion through the efforts of a public defender.